just a choice between straps and polka dots, wearing mixed and matching socks. Soon I found that I was wrong, and it's not half the life the movies say it's supposed to be. My childhood fairy tales have played the cool joke on me. I'm not gonna settle here, I'm not gonna ask for much. Don't wanna be afraid of the little things, the paper cuts. So many times I felt like all the knives that thrown at things, the paper cuts.
So it is just gone 10 AM and I have just got home from the school run. Literally walked in the boat and sat down and put the video on. We left the boat at 7:45. So 2 hours 15-minute round trip for Mama. And the girls got to school at, I don't know, probably, let's say, an hour door to door. So I got them in about 8:45, and they've got to be in between 10 to and 9 o'clock. And it's only going to get worse from here. Oh, so we are currently, I probably should update actually. So we've got to basically go as far as Devizes if we can, if locks are open and we can go. I think so far Semmington is closed, and I don't think that's going to be open until after, well, for a while actually. So we might have to go as far as there. But basically our school runs are just going to get longer and longer and longer for the next few weeks, because the Canal River Trust want us to go as far as Devizes or Semmington, if that's as far as we can go. Which is basically just going to push our school run longer and longer and longer. So what does this mean for us? I spoke right back at the beginning of this journey that we were considering homeschooling. That is feeling more and more and more likely. And I don't see it as before. I was frightened of it. I'm not scared of it anymore. I think that the prospect of it to start with, I think about having a school in the boat, but it's not like that at all. I've done so much research, and I'm on loads of Facebook groups that are full of people that have homeschooled forever. They've got kids that are 13 doing GCSEs. It's phenomenal what you can do with homeschooling now, just because of the one-to-one tuition. Most of the people that homeschool are kids that have got like ASD and ADHD and stuff, things that that schools just don't seem to be able to cope with. And I think that's more down to the kind of pigeonholing of kids, because when you've got 30 plus kids to one teacher and maybe 1 or 2 teaching assistants, you just can't, it's a physical impossibility to get around everybody and make sure that everybody's having that one-to-one time. So we have got, there's lots of online resources, there are lots, because of this, social media, the world is so small now, and I'm just not worried about, my kids are the most sociable kids ever. We are a very sociable family, extended family, so including my mum, my sister, my brother, Stu's mum, they are very good in social situations because we always do stuff, and we always, you know, they go and buy things in the coffee shop and stuff and pay for it, and you know, so I'm not, and there's a part of me, I always envisaged when my kids started school that they'd have a best friend and they don't. They, you know, they have, Mollie is just a kid, even at her old school before we moved her when we bought the boat, she just had friends. They were all just friends with each other. There was no one in particular. She just kind of floated around and played with whoever wanted to play Peter Rabbit or whatever they wanted to play at that time. Whizzy's a bit different. She's kind of got a couple of people, but they are best friends. Mollie and Izzy are best friends, and that's a joy, to be honest. You know, 98% of the time they are just so incredible together, supportive, they get each other, their sense of humour, everything is just on par with each other. And I think with homeschooling, because they are the way they are, it would be made easier that they would love the same topics and I could just adjust them to whichever, to kind of dumb it down a bit for Whizzy because she's only 4, nearly 5. Mollie loves the topic. Like, she studied Florence Nightingale at school last term and she was all in, like, she was Florence, and every time she came home I had to call her Florence, and she talks about the Crimean War and the Scutari, I'm probably getting this wrong, I should know this, she says it so much, Scutari Hospital, and she just embraces everything. We came to Bradford and Avon where we're moored now actually, because they did a First World War exhibition and they had a oh my god, what's it called? I've forgotten the word. Not dugout. Trench. A trench. They had a full-size trench that you could go in, walk through, see the ladders. They had like toy rats around and stuff. People dressed up. It was absolutely brilliant. Mollie loved every single second of it. And even loved talking. There was a lady dressed up as a nurse, and so we were talking to her about the hospital, and she just, yeah. So I think that would make it a lot easier. I still very much sit on the fence about the whole go to school line, because there are definitely positives and negatives of both sides, but I'm just very much leaning towards homeschooling right now, because I just think it would be better for our family. It would allow us the freedom to go anywhere we wanted on the canal, and also travel outside of school holidays, because that's the long-term plan once we've got more of the boat done. Because as you can see, this bit of wood here is what all the walls are we just put this up because otherwise we get insulation in our hair when we rest back on the sofa. But this is basically what everything's going to look like, and then be painted and look pretty and have pictures and actually look like a home. So yeah, we've talked about maybe deregistering them in July at the end of school, but we are just going to have to see how the next few weeks go, because it's exhausting, absolutely exhausting. Like, I've now got about 3.5 hours, which sounds like a lot, but that's kind of to do all the stuff that I have to do, kind of, you know, clean up after breakfast and then do some work. So I've got editing, I've got my blog to write, and do some planning for future videos, blogs, affiliate marketing, all that kind of stuff that we do. So and then it's time to go back to school again, and then we're it's again the same treadmill tomorrow, and it's over and over and over again. So yeah, I'm just this is a bit of a blurb really, because I just feel a bit fed up by it all, to be honest. And it's hard because if I could not take them back to school now, I would. My best friend is Mollie's teacher, and they both, I think Mary likes her being in her class, but Mollie loves being in the class with her. Whizzy's just a home bird, like she just loves being at home, but she gets so much, she would never have got what she's got from school from me, so I will never ever regret putting her into reception, because her confidence has gone through the roof. It's amazing. And for her, you know, she's reading, writing, and by the time she does come out of school, if that's the decision that we finally make, then I can build on that, which I'm really, really happy with. So something epic happened today, and it's been quite a long time in the pipeline, if that's even the right saying. But what happened, girls?
We don't go to school anymore.
So today we had our first day of home education. Did some work this morning.
I got it wrong. Because we want to do something.
What wrong?
I got something wrong.
You didn't. You did your fractions this morning.
Fractions, but I got it a bit like.
But you only learn by getting it wrong. And we got to the point where we were.
And Mrs. Sargent was poorly, and
They don't know Mrs. Sargent, sweetheart. That was Isabel's teacher.
I'm poorly.
You're not poorly either, right? That's just that's a tangent. I've lost my train of thought completely now. Anyway, yeah. So we were all just miserable. Like we were spending all of our time in the car, and we'd get home, rush to everything, chuck the girls in bed, and we've just had no life. The weekends, everyone was just tired and grumpy. And that wasn't why we chose this life. We chose it to have freedom, to be able to stop it. To be able to do as we wish, you know, within the confines of, you know, having to do life as well.
Mama.
But it now means that instead of feeling suffocated and that we can't go very far, we can now go pretty much wherever we want, as long as Stu can kind of get to work.
Let's sing a song now.
You want to sing a song? Go on then.
Once upon a time, in a land far away, a girl kissed a frog, and that just made his day. Far across the town, Red Riding Hood took fright. He found a wolf in Granny's bed and told good night. Fairy tales, read them every day. Oh, what fun it is to hear how God looked us away. Fairy tales, full of joy and laughter. Do you know how this one ends? It's happily ever after.
I don't think we can do much better than end on that note. If there's any other home editors out there, then drop me a line. I would love to hear any tips that you have for us. But yeah, very excited. Say bye.
Bye.
When you're gonna love, really love.